In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this almost X-ray-like effect in Adobe Photoshop.
Dreadlabs.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Tom from Dreadlabs and I'm a visual artist and graphic designer. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how I created this effect on a specific picture of a skull in Adobe Photoshop. And before we start, if you are looking to actually simulate an X-ray effect on someone, like having some bone or something like that, you might be on the right address for this video. But I just want to mention that this is just to simulate on an actual picture of a skull how to create an X-ray effect. And with that out of the way, let's dive straight into the tutorial. And if you want to follow along using the PSD file I used in this video, you can get it through the link in the description down below. But for now, let's start with a new composition that's 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels. So the skull that I used is from an asset pack called Cranium Pack. And if you want to get that or any of the textures that I'm going to use in this video, there's a link in the description down below. The next thing that we're going to use is a filthy background from my asset pack called Filth. But of course, feel free to use any textures that you like or any photos or any pictures that you like. There's definitely some stuff on like websites like Unsplash where you can get stuff for free. So for me, I just have this dirty floor texture, and let's just drop that to the background here. And we want to make the background texture a lot darker, and we're going to do that with the curves adjustment. So let's go to Image, Adjustment, and Curves, and let's just make it really dark like this. So there's like only like a few like smudges and stuff visible. Now for the skull, let's add in a drop shadow, and you might be thinking drop shadow, it's kind of dark and it was glowing in the example, and you're right. Let's change the background color or the blend mode to normal and the color to white and the opacity to 100%. And we're going to just use the drop shadow as a glow here. It doesn't really matter if you want to use a glow, feel free to do so. For me, this is fine, I think. Next up, what I want to add is a vignette effect. So let's go to gradient and make a new layer. Let's turn this gradient to a radial and reverse it and scale it upwards. And that way the edges are just a little bit darker. I hide it, you can kind of see it there. Finally, the kind of like the X-ray thing that's really doing it for the skull is adding another curves adjustment layer. So let's click on it here. If you cannot find it, go to Window Adjustments. It's over here. And I'm just going to remove this layer mask, right click and click on create clipping mask. So that's on top of the skull. So I named my layers a little bit better so you can actually see what's doing what. So we have the background here, we have the vignette, we have the skull 3D render, and we have the curves. And if we go to the properties of this curves, let me just show you something really cool. So this line basically represents the bottom, the darker parts of the pixels, and the white parts. And basically, if we move this linear thingy up, that means that we make the darker parts of the image on the left here, we make those lighter. So if we move this up, this means that all of the values, the dark values on the left and the light values on the right, are all completely white. And if we move the top one down, this inverts the image. I think maybe like that's pretty cool, but you can do this with the inverse adjustment layer as well. And with that, you're completely right. But something that's really cool about the curves is that you can, for example, push the middle towards the darkness and have the highlights and the shadows be like really light. So let's play around with this and see if we can really accentuate all of the lines over and around the skull here. So I'm just going to move this to the right, and basically that means that all the darker parts of the image, the shadows, are going to be lit up or inversed, as you can see here in the eye sockets and the nose socket, that's the right word. And if we crunch it like this, we also have our nice highlights around the edge of the skull here. So let's play around with this a little bit. And I think somewhere like here, it's kind of drastic now, but I think this is fine for now. So we'll just call this X-ray inversion. Now what we're going to do is right click on all of our layers together. And if you want to learn how to select all of these, all you need to do is click on the bottom one or the top one, hold shift, and then click on the top one or the bottom one. Right click, click on convert to smart object, and now this is a one smart object. If we want to double click this, we can still change everything later if we want to. Now the reason why we want to make this into a smart object is because we're going to stack a lot of filters on top of them, and if we want to, we can change them later if we're not satisfied with the results. So the first thing is smoothen out a little bit of this composition, and we're going to go do that by filter, blur, surface blur. And I'm going to set the radius to 27 and the threshold to 19. So it's kind of like similar to the starter images, but I just played around with this a little bit. But of course, feel free to experiment with this because your renders or your images might be different. The main goal of this first surface blur is to smoothen out some details that might not be necessary to be shown on the X-ray, if that makes sense. Next up, you want to go to filter, And under stylize, we have the fine edges. And this doesn't have any settings. It just turns your image into something cool like this. But as you can see, this completely ruins like the color. So let's just double click on this little button right here. This way you can actually change the opacity as well as the blend mode of the filter. So we're going to change this to divide. And as you can see, this basically now just highlights the edges and makes them light. Next up, we want to use another surface blur. And with this next surface blur, the radius is pretty much okay. You can play with that. I'm just gonna up the threshold a little bit. This actually makes it really smooth, but the goal of this is to make it kind of like a hazy glow effect. And if we double click on the blend mode here, I'm gonna change the blend mode to add. And as you can see, this adds a drastic glow to our image. So let's lower that to maybe 75%, maybe lower actually. As you can see, this just lights up the image really well. Let's do one more blur with the Gaussian blur. Let's keep it at 5 pixels. And let's change this blend mode to lighten. And as you can see, now we get that actually like hazy blur that kind of like smooths out the darker parts of the image. And finally, these X-rays usually have a little bit of like film gray. So we want to go to filter, filter gallery. Under artistic, there's this setting called film grain. And you want to have the grain around 5. The highlight area, we don't really want to touch because we already did some highlights with our glow effects, and the intensity is fine at 1 in my opinion. And there we have our main composition. Now all that's left to do is the cherry on top, and that's the coloring. This is where you can go really wild. You can experiment a little bit, but in my opinion, I just made a filter gallery blend mode. But if you just want to have it the same as I have, I actually made this gradient just for the sake of this gradient map. And if you want, you can just basically copy these settings. I have a completely black at 0%, really dark blue with this hex value at 3%, this dark blue color at 28%, a normal blue color at 55%, a really light blue color on 88%, and then a final white color at 100%. And now this kind of doesn't really look like an X-ray, and the reason for that is because our skull is rotated like not completely to the side, and I actually did that on purpose because I want to show you that this project file is completely procedural. So if we double click on here and we right click on the skull and click on replace contents, I'm just going to go to the gradient pack again. And I'm gonna pick the one that's completely on its side, and I'm just gonna go to file, save, and then click away. And as you can see, we now have our completely procedural X-ray effect in Adobe Photoshop. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know in the comments down below. Please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not done that already, because my channel contains hundreds upon hundreds of tutorials in Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, and much more. If you want to get the project file for yourself, it's available on my Patreon. The link for that is in the description. And if you want to support my channel further, making me be able to make weekly tutorials for you guys for free, consider buying something on dreadlabs.net. The website also contains a bunch of freebies, and if you want to show what you created using this tutorial, you can share it on my Discord server. The link for all of these things will be in the description down below. And with all of that being said, this is Tom from Dreadlabs tuning out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Dreadlabs.